Welcome to the ETV Stock Market Program. Hi, I'm Constance Dyson with SC Economics. Today we're going to talk about opportunity costs. We had a chance to sit down with Miss Eva Ruteri, an entrepreneurship teacher at West Ashley High School in Charleston, South Carolina, to let us know how important it is for students to know about opportunity costs.
Hi, I'm Eva Ruteri, and I am an entrepreneurship teacher in Career and Technology Program at West Ashley High School located in Charleston, South Carolina. I define opportunity cost as giving something up in order to obtain something. An example of opportunity cost, I share this with my entrepreneurship students actually, because we talk about what do they do after high school. Do they go to high school and work, or do they go to college? And those that decide after high school that they're going to go into the world of work, I will tell them that their opportunity cost, if they decide that they actually want to go to college, would be giving up their lost wages. And then I take a little bit of a step further. I will tell them that once they've got their college degree, over a lifetime, they will have made $1 million more than what they would have with just a high school education. It is important for them to understand opportunity costs so that they can make wise decisions in the future. I feel that students are faced with opportunity cost, and now in this economic recession that we're in, they're having to make big decisions and real decisions. As an example, after high school, can I really afford, to go to college? Where do I go? So these are real decisions that the students are actually having to make, and that's what we talk about in our classroom, real problems and real situations, and hopefully real solutions.
Thanks, Ms. Ruteri. Sounds like to me, whether you're in elementary, middle, or high school, every decision you make has to do with opportunity costs, so always consider it before you make those decisions. Now we're going over to South Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind to see how Ms. Margaret Tyser plays the stock market game with her students.
My name is Margaret Tyser. I teach social studies in the deaf middle school at the South Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And I've been doing the stock market game here for, I think, 6 years. I started doing the stock market game after taking the class. I went to the social studies statewide conference, and one of the trainings that I got there was doing the stock market game. I'd never considered it before. My daughters both played when they were students at Spartanburg High School and had some success with it, and I knew that that wasn't a big part of our family life, so I knew it wouldn't, it didn't take a high skill level to still be successful and to know a whole lot about it. But after I got the training and I heard that there was going to be a vocational division that would allow my students to compete against others like them, I decided it would be something to try. So we started that year, all of us totally ignorant about where we were going and what we were doing. The students didn't know much, and I didn't know a whole lot more. Usually we are just following the procedures. We start out looking for symbols on the internet, and we always use companies that they know. What's your favorite restaurant? Where do you buy your clothes? What kind of car do you drive? All of that kind of thing is where we've gone all the way through. And then we look for symbols on the internet. And then we look at graphs. I go to 3-month back or 6-month graphs, stock graphs. It really has to be pretty simple because we're starting with just the bare basics. And we look for graphs that mostly go up and then kind of predict whether we think they're going to keep going up or whether they're going to go down and go from there. And we go through everything one step at a time. Okay, we've done the symbols, we've done the graphs, we've picked out which ones seem to be going up. Then we go to the stock market game website and we go one step at a time. What do we have to do? What are the rules about playing the game? How many shares do we have to buy? And all of that. As we start, it's a lot of Mrs. Tyser telling them and explaining and showing. As the weeks progress, they learn to go to the website and check their rankings on their own. And then they learn, okay, maybe this one's not doing great. Well, let's go back to the internet and look at some others and decide whether we want to keep this one or sell it, and then what other thing we might want to put in. I have enjoyed everything about the stock market game. I love the success that the children are able to have because we have been winners all the time. It's easy when you're the only ones competing, and that's unfortunate, but it is fun for them to know, early on that they're gonna be winners, and they're competing against each other only. So, that makes it even more fun for them, I think, to know who they're competing against. They found great success and feel good about themselves because I've had even teams with students that are not the best and the brightest on the campus that have, by the end of it, been the winners and have beaten the best and the brightest in our school. And that's really good for them. It makes them feel good about themselves. And the others don't tend, they appreciate that and they understand how that happens. So they really like that. For me personally, it's just been a wonderful success for me. I took a chance and went into it feeling like I really didn't know what I was doing. I've learned and changed things a little as I've gone along, added some things, stopped doing some other things. And it's very comfortable now for us to work together, and I really feel like it's good for them. One of the goals for any special school is to make the students successful when they graduate. And I think it's something that helps them head towards that direction, gives them knowledge that they can use later. Whether they ever invest in stocks or not, they know a whole lot more about business today than they did when we started, before we started playing the game. I think, especially if you're in a special school, you just have to drop it down to the very basics and not think that you've got to do all of the in-depth, high-level economic sort of things that they would get in a high school economics class. There's no reason that students can't understand and be able to participate. You just have to start at the basics and move slowly. And I encourage anybody to try. I have been here for 34 years. This is the start of my 34th year. I've had many wonderful experiences. I have had some that I really don't want to think about or talk about again. But in general, the stock market game has been one of, if not the most beneficial, the most enjoyable, the thing that I have done that has really made me feel like I have been a success and done things with these students that they wouldn't have been able to do anywhere else. It really has been wonderful for me. I've enjoyed the process of teaching it. I've enjoyed the process of watching the students learning, and I've enjoyed the opportunities to go and be involved in the awards luncheon and bringing home. My students can't all go to the luncheon because it's always on a Friday, and our kids are on buses going all over the state going home. So I can only take local ones with me. But we bring back the trophies that they win, and they all get to take home trophies when they're on either the first, second, or third place team. And that's something that many of them will never have another opportunity for. It will be the only trophy they ever win, and they are so proud. And it makes me happy and feel good about what I'm doing to be able to provide that opportunity to them.
Thanks, Ms. Tyser. You're doing a wonderful job with your students. Now we're going to go to Beaufort, South Carolina to catch up with one of our young entrepreneurs, Hunter Dean. He has a biofuel company.
Hi, I'm Hunter Dean. I go to Beaufort High School, and I create biodiesel. I've been making biodiesel for the last 2 years. I researched online, and there are many, many different companies that convert diesel engines to run on vegetable oil as well. However, there are none in this area. So I researched and blogged regularly with individuals who have already done it, and I asked them things such as, how did you do it? What are the problems? And how would I be able to do it? It wasn't too expensive. The first kit I bought to install my personal diesel engine cost me around $600. And after that, I went around collecting oil from restaurants. I would have to go into these local restaurants and go to the owners and say, you know, I'm Hunter Dean. I own ETV Biofuels LLC, and would you mind for me to come pick up your oil? I personally wanted to help the environment and create a greater environmental impact. So I wanted to spread my ideas and everything that I've learned after 2 years of running my own truck on biofuel. And I talked to other individuals, and they said, hey, I'd be interested in doing this too. So I decided to create ETV Biofuels LLC, in which I collected more oil from restaurants, filtered it, converted diesel engines for other customers, and then sold the oil back to them, which has greatly magnified the environmental impact. The good thing is that waste vegetable oil to restaurants is essentially trash. They can't use it again, so they have to have it come picked up. Now I go to the restaurants and say, hey, you don't need it, let me pick it up. So they don't charge me at all for the oil. So already, however much I charge for my oil, I already make 100% profit on the oil, which means that it makes it quite easy to make a profit. Also, the only thing I really need to buy for a fixed cost each month would be filters and nylon gloves that allow me to filter my oil. The way I market my business is, Beaufort's a pretty small area, so word of mouth plays a big role in how people know about my business. However, I take it a step farther by owning a website. I have t-shirts with my logo, and I have stickers that I give to friends, and it just expands my business. Also, restaurants, I give them pretty good press since they're supporting an environmental business. Our local county government has a program in which local citizens of Beaufort can dump their waste oil off at the dumps, and they allow me to come pick it up, so that helps as well. I'd have to say that the best part of owning my own business is that it's an environmentally friendly business, is that I know that I'm doing something to make an impact both on foreign oil, global climate change, and our dependency on foreign oil. Thanks to my entrepreneur teacher, Roger Roberg, he's taught me many things about how to keep records. I use an Excel spreadsheet to list the things I've bought each month, how much they cost and how many I bought, and how fast I'm going through them. And I also have another Excel sheet which I have receipts from the amount of oil and the conversions that I've done, which I also put on an Excel sheet, and I subtract the two to figure out my net profit for the month. I'm very interested in the energy field, and it's a field, alternative energy is a field that's about to explode. The human race's energy consumption is increasing exponentially, yet the energy that we actually have and produce is going down exponentially. So it's something that I'm very interested in myself. I want ETV Biofuels to be the beginning of something great I want it to teach me how to run a business, and even if it doesn't continue past college, I want it to be a learning experience and something that I could possibly expand into, such as I could expand back into biofuels after college, I could switch it to solar, I could switch it to hydrogen, but I just know that this business will help me to decide what I want to do.
Thanks, Hunter. It sounds like to me you have a great business. Would you like to be a South Carolina young entrepreneur? We would love to come visit your business. Well, that's all we have today. My name is Constance Dyson, and we'll see you next time.